Hi, Scott. ROCKFILE back with another podcast review. Let's talk about the Lionsgate Limited 4K edition of 2010's The Crazies. I'm such a big fan of this film, I will make this statement. This is one of those rare sequels that's better than the original. Now, no offense to George Romero, who's one of our great directors, who directed a game changer called, The Night of the Living Dead. Dawn of the Dead was great. Most of his other output is good, but not as good as those two. I think those were his peak of his creative powers. Him helping out with certain things later on, everything from Tales of the Dark Side and Creepshow to helping out with the remakes to helping out with this. Great work. And Breck Eisner and the team did the unthinkable, took an original movie idea and made it better, elevated it. This science fiction horror film thriller holds up amazingly well, and this 4K edition is spectacular. I remember seeing this in the theater and bought the Blu-Ray back many years ago. Matter of fact, the Blu-ray is so old, I noticed when I pulled it out to compare it to this 4K, that it had a digital copy actually on a DVD that you had to unlock through iTunes. The $20 million budgeted film went on to make $54.8 million. They didn't make a sequel, but I heard there was talk of it. Timothy Olyphant, Radha Mitchell, Joe Anderson, and Danielle Pennebaker star in it. Breck Eisner directed it. Scott Kozar and Ray Wright wrote the screenplay based on the original screenplay by George A. Romero. It does update the story a bit. It runs 100 minutes. It came out in 2010. Did okay. Mark Isham did the music. I love Mark Isham's music, man. He does some great stuff. Anyway, this is a story of small town America, Ogden Marsh, I believe it's called. And in the middle of a school baseball game, a man with a shotgun walks onto the field and threatens the sheriff and gets shot. Turns out they can't figure out what's wrong with him. He wasn't drunk. And you find out very quickly in the first third of the movie that they've been exposed to some biological contaminant. Is it on purpose? Is it an accident? Whatever. But this contaminant is turning people into crazies. They seem to have a little more thought than your typical zombie. They remember things. They can even talk at some points. But they do go crazy and do crazy things, kill people, kill each other, kill themselves. It's incredibly well done. We stay focused on Timothy Olyphant's character and Radha Mitchell. He's the sheriff. She's the doctor in this small town. This could happen. One of the things that I don't think enough people talk about in reviewing the Lionsgate Limited when they release these new special editions, they're all carrying new extras. Like the little boutique labels, everything from Arrow to Umbrella to Ignite to some of the others, they're producing brand new extras to go with these special editions. And I love the fact that it's a brand new 2025 interview with Breck Eisner talking about a movie that came out 15 years ago. The fact that it was the last film he filmed on 35 millimeter film and he had to fight for it then because things were moving to digital, but we just weren't quite ready yet. Movies filmed at that time on digital look like they were. Fortunately, this was filmed on film. The special effects are fantastic. It's almost all practical except for some, major set pieces. But even that, this movie holds up, could be released in theaters today and do well. It's just not the cup of tea of everybody's kind of story. The small town goes crazy. It's similar to a zombie movie, although it's not a zombie movie. I think it does have some scares. It does have some gore. But overall, it's a thriller. It's a very tense thriller where you stay on our two main characters and how they weave their way through this very confusing time in this small town. I think things play out probably as they would. I really enjoyed all the performances in the film, the direction of the film. It moves quickly. The Steelbook that's available only from Lionsgate Limited, and yes, I'm a cheapie. This came out in May, but I waited till they had a half-price sale. I picked up this and Kick-Ass. I'll be reviewing that as well. It does have a first-pressing laser etch on the inside, so that's pretty cool. The Kick-Ass didn't, for whatever reason. It has a slipcover. It's great artwork. You get a digital copy, and you get new extras and all the old extras. I put in the Blu-ray. This is a new Blu-ray. It's different. There's different printing on it. That's what I like about the Lionsgate limited editions. They're not just recycling these old discs. They are new editions of the film. Well, people just bought the American Psycho, and I heard they put the wrong disc in one of them. See? These are new editions. They didn't just recycle the old American Psycho discs. Anyway, I really enjoyed enjoyed the Crazies this time around. I think the 4K edition is spectacular. There are things in the dark that you couldn't see before that now have detail. The HDR does... There's actually a 9-minute extra and a 20-minute extra on how they made the film, how the director's been able to go back to the original 35mm negative and pull all that information out that they weren't able to when they did the digital intermediate back in 2010. The movie looks fantastic. Close-ups are great. Special effects integrate into the film perfectly. Like, nothing took me out of the film from beginning to end. I would call this a classic. It's just one of those like The Mist or 1408 that didn't get as big as it should, but by now, people should know. And I do own a Blu-ray copy of the original George A. Romero, The Crazies. It's basically the same story. It's just they didn't have the budget, and they didn't take it as far as, well, Breck Eisner and the team did. I think it's a wonderful remake. I think it's better than the original, and I think it's a great movie to have in your collection. This Lionsgate Limited Edition gets my highest recommendation of the year. It's one of the best Blu-ray packages I've gotten, or 4K packages. The Steelbook is great. The video and the audio is great. I didn't even mention the Dolby Atmos, an incredible Dolby Atmos. They went back to the beginning, did everything differently. It is immersive. It is surrounding you. There's things over you, beside you, under you. It's one of the best soundtracks I've heard this year. All in all, high marks. And if you love the Crazies, you need this version of it from Lionsgate Limited. Pick it up. I don't know what else to say. It was great. Scott, I'm ROCKFILE. More podcasts are on the way. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a spectacular day.